Hi, how's it in the name of Christ? How you doing? It's Karabo. Hope you're good, hope you're peachy, hope you're stellar, hope you're in a neat little bunch. Caveats, please look out for my captions. They're not always accurate, but I don't have time to edit them, neither do I have an editor, but I like them there, so we keep them. Secondly, I may or may not be wearing makeup. If I am, you'll know. And I just want to put it out there that it falls off my face, so that's just gonna be a thing that's happening. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that. Okay, cool. It is the 23rd of Jan 2024 at 18:54. It's almost 7 p.m. at night. I really have to work out because if I don't exercise, I don't know what's gonna become of me. I am tired. I'm exhausted from persecution. I'm exhausted from pursuit, but you know, I always am. So it is what it is. Look, I need to bring back my exercise, and so I am making a decision. Seeing as I keep repeating myself, I'm bombarded and attacked by the exact same thing, like every single day, and I don't want to continue to expand on them or elaborate because it's just not necessary. And I already said this before, that if something comes back at me again in a repeat, I'm not going to say it because I just need to move on. Seeing as I don't have leg room anymore to basically, by the time the sun is setting or has set, I don't have leg room anymore to do both my exercise and ministry. Like these chat sessions, I don't have the leg room to do that because then I go beyond a curfew time. I'm just making a decision that since I keep repeating myself every day, just using different analogies, different words, you get my point. It's pointless to just rehash, but what is important is for me to continue to pitch here every day. I've got to continue to pitch here every single day, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to escape, if you're trying to get out of a situation, you can't just sit down and kawa and disappear in a corner and hope that somehow God is going to harness you out of that hole, like just magically, like you're just gonna poof, find yourself elsewhere. I told you that right now, I mean, the world, we are living in the last days. One of three things is gonna happen with my life. Either I'm gonna die, or I'm going to get raptured, or I'm going to be relocated. But one thing that's certain is that I'm not staying in South Africa. So if it's not the rapture, and if it's not my death, it's relocation. I'm never gonna get harnessed out of this horrible country if I don't keep pitching. That's basically what I'm getting at. But I cannot pitch every day the way that I usually do because I don't really have much to say. Like, Papa, I continue to expand on exactly the same things I keep on expanding on, but it's a waste of my future and a waste of my life to let my body go. I gotta exercise. I need the serotonin, the dopamine. I need basically the endorphins, okay? And so that's gonna take priority, literally, above ministry. It's going to take priority above everything for the sake of saving my life. But I cannot disappear from my ministry because, like I said, I need to be harnessed out of this place. And there's no way that I'm going to get harnessed if I don't keep pitching. I can't just disappear. So I've been thinking about it deeply, all of today. Sorry, I think there's some neighbor kids playing outside very loudly. Yeah, anyway, whatever. Yeah. I considered it deeply pretty much all day today, taking a break from ministry, just walking away, because this environment over here is the largest affliction of my person. It's a valley of the shadow of darkness. It's an environment that I come to and I just get cursed so much by people who don't know me. Some of them do know me, and they are utilizing my life situation, like the circumstance that I am in, makes them feel brave and like there is actually a chance that I will do certain things. It makes them feel like it's possible for me to be downsized to whatever they want me to become because I'm living such a hard life. So for as long as I am still in this socioeconomic state, for as long as I'm still poor, living in this shack, underestimated and mistreated, I'm gonna keep getting a barrage of witchcraft attacks coming at me precisely because of my position. I will constantly keep getting attacked by lesbian spells, korobela, bring back lost lover. I'm gonna keep getting attacked by settle, compromise, be a mistress, sin against God, forget the Lord, fall apart, abandon Christianity. Like anything they can try, they try. And I've explained it all already in the past. You're probably wondering why am I wearing this wig, by the way. Yeah, I told you guys yesterday that I'm going to moisturize my hair, so underneath here there's like a plastic bag. Greenhouse method of moisturizing, that's what I use. So, forgot to say that. That's why I'm wearing the wig. But I don't really need to explain that. Anyway, let's just go back to the thing that I was talking about. Korobela, whatever. Korobela is a love spell, for those of you who don't understand. It's a curse to force a person to fall in love with you, or whatever. I'm gonna keep getting that barrage, and people from my past, it appears, I've got some pretty, compelling evidence or proof at my disposal that they followed me to my ministry. Some pretty beastly animals on Facebook that used to be my people. Like, they were friends, we were close, whatever. After I disappeared and I dusted, you know, the Bible says if they persecute you in one town, or if you give the gospel to one town and they reject it, dust your feet off, just walk out. Spit on the floor if you must. It'll be a better day on the day of judgment for Sodom and Gomorrah and for Sidon and Tyre than for those people. Well, I did just that. I dusted my feet off, I door slammed, I got out, I stopped trying. Yeah, but they followed me because they've got links to my content, they've got links to my ministry. I've got 4 channels and they have access to one, and I deeply considered basically abandoning my main channel, which is the channel where where anyone at all that knows me finds my content. I thought about walking away from it and uploading on my other 3 channels and then starting a new channel so I can continue to upload on 4. I deeply considered that. I did. Just walking away and basically blinding them, walking away and causing them deafness, making sure that they can't hear or see me, because I keep getting attacked by spells. They are following me like a tail. They are listening to my content and are causing me a great deal of distress as a result. I'm attacked a lot, and there are so many dreams where I'm seeing random people that I left behind because they didn't want to hear about Jesus just listening to my videos. And then instead of repenting, because they followed me out of Facebook and into my space where I'm at now, instead of repenting, they just go back to the drawing board and they cast new spells. They cause me to get you get my point. It's just really terrible. I deeply considered leaving my main channel and basically making a main channel out of the second biggest channel that I have. Y'all know I don't have very big channels. I'm frozen, strangely, in one place. I'm not moving. My subscriber numbers are not growing. It's all spooky what's happening with me. It's weird. But some of my channels are bigger than others. I might perhaps grow 1 or 2 subscribers in an entire month, and those numbers add up. And so I do have channels that are bigger than others, and the channel that I'm speaking about is the one with the biggest number of subscribers, and it's not a lot. I don't even think it's a number above 1,000. I stopped checking months ago. I am under 1,000 subscribers across all my channels, definitely. Yeah, but I keep coming anyway because I believe that once the rapture has happened, should that be what is going on, I'm gonna get heard. My content is gonna get listened to. So that's why I keep coming back. I'm not really trying to get big or whatever. I'm trying to get stuff out as the Lord has seen it fit to get me to get it out. But my life is in danger, guys, in the worst way. Yeah, and so I deeply considered, for the sake of saving my life, to walk away from my main channel. Then in that way, at least I avoid my past. I avoid my history. Like, anybody that's ever known me will not find me. They will not know. They don't know my 3 other channels. It'll be just complete strangers that find me. Like, wherever it is that YouTube recommends, it'll be people out there in the wilderness that don't know me. And so it'll lessen the load, because I have said this multiple times before, that sorcery is a crime of passion. Those who do it largely do it to people that they know, that they love, that they have a vested interest in sabotaging, because they want to keep them in a particular grain or refuse that they should move to a particular space. Therefore, I guess what I'm trying to explain is that if I can eradicate anyone that knows me, I can eradicate crimes of passion against me. The Menace in America is the only channel he knows as well, is the main one. That's the only one that he knows. He doesn't know the rest. So it would blind not only that guy, but everybody that knows me. And they would have to basically just leave, like, just dislike. If I disappeared, they would be blind. That's what I'm getting at. And their blindness would minimize my sorrow. It would, like, significantly. But I remembered that there was a time when I was severely attacked and severely abused by one particular man. I used to think that he was my future husband, but he turned out to be a very diabolical man. He was very severely involved in the occult, and he basically stalked me through my channel. And I was under a lot of spiritual attack. A lot of spiritual attack. This is not the guy from the US. It's long ago, like long even before I met him. Some dude that I used to work with at MTN. I didn't work with him, but he was an employee at the company, though we did not work together. Anyway, that guy used to attack. He was so abusive. He was self-practicing, and the witchcraft he used to throw in my direction was just so exquisite. It was so heavy, just all by himself. It's like he had a shrine that he dedicated to just cursing me, and I was always under a lot of spiritual war under that guy until I stopped ministry. Like, I stopped uploading. I didn't stop recording videos, but I stopped uploading. I basically disappeared from social media altogether. I went AWOL. Okay. And I noticed that as the months progressed, like after a month, 2 months, 3, the witchcraft subsided. It subsided. I basically recovered. I was able to live normally. You know, the amount of demonic attack that I'm enduring right now is so extreme that my body is heavy, guys, and I struggle to exercise. I struggle to do much. Do you understand? Because I'm just always getting attacked by so many people at once, all at once. And it's heavy, and it gets me severely harassed as well. By anyone who can, and it's extremely rough to take in one's stride. During that time, I had a routine that I was able to stick to without failing, without a shadow of like compromise, even in the slightest. I worked out every single day like clockwork, minus Saturday and Sundays, and I did videos where I have these chat sessions like clockwork, and by the end of the day, I was able to conquer, I was able to recover, to, you know, I was good. Like, I was able to, what it is that I gained from exercise and talking really helped me basically have a good rest of the evening. Now, even when I exercise and talk at the same time, sometimes I'm still really severely attacked mentally and bombarded spiritually in the evenings after doing all that to try and help myself come out of it, because the witchcraft is that extreme, the demonic abuse is that intense. And so when then I'm struggling to just using the tools that I've used in the past to conquer the darkness, and it takes that much more for me to get out on the other side and pierce through, it has made me deeply consider doing what I did before, just walking away from ministry and me being underground, therefore, and with nobody seeing me on social media. I would then be, I literally disappeared for something like 2 to 3 years where I was gone, and I had peace. It was the most peaceful time in this whole near on decade that I have experienced this. It was the most peaceful time because I was literally off the radar. I was nowhere to be seen. The only people that had access to me were family members, nobody else. So they all peacefully were just walking these streets with their darkness, unfettered by anybody challenging them. But then I came back and I just got bombarded by this slew of darkness, and it just dragged me right back into the situation I was in with that guy from MTN, except on a multiplier. It's worse than even when he was all up in my grill, because during the time when he was all up in my grill, it was initially just at the tail end of at the very beginning, at the tail end of my career and the beginning of my sorrow. I was being followed or pursued around by people I knew because they, like I said, I started a channel and I had a blog where I was writing, and they were busy cursing me. At some point, they imagined me a lost cause and a wasted woman and a finished off victim. So even though I was still uploading content, they left me alone because according to them, they were just dusting their hands like that. They were like, they were done, you know, they were finished doing what they were doing to me. So even though I was still online, they left me alone. But this guy, given that he had a romantic obsession with me, he continued, and it was very heavy under him what he did. And I had to stop ministry because frankly I was coerced out of it. Otherwise I wouldn't have stopped voluntarily by myself. I was coerced into stopping. I did stop, and like I said, I got relief after about a month or 2 of being off, and I was maintained in relief for all those 2 to 3 years when I was underground. And I have never had that level, that peace that is continued with me basically working a routine to survive the day. I've never experienced that peace ever since I came back to YouTube. I don't know how long I've been back this time around. I think it's, the guy in America is a good gauge, because he basically was thrown in my direction as soon as I came back to YouTube, and he was about 2 years ago. So I came back about 2 years ago to social media, and the first of my attackers was that beast, and then there was a whole bunch of people from my former life on Facebook. It's like I resurfaced and they just started shooting at me, and I have multiple times, thanks to all this abuse, especially with the stalking that I have endured at the hands of the guy in America, I have deeply considered yet again walking away, because before it has worked for me to walk away to gain peace back, to gain minimized spiritual abuse, spiritual attack, all of these bombs. It has worked in the past. Me just going underground, basically hiding, it's worked. I thought about leaving because of this guy in America. If anything, at the beginning of December, I was determined to basically not even upload for a month to test the theory. And God was like, you're taking matters into your own hands, right? That's basically what he used, those exact words. He was like, you're taking matters into your own hands. Like, quitting is not an option, but I wanted to, for like just December. I wanted to test it to see if I would gain relief if I just kept quiet all of December. And before I even started, before I even basically employed my strategy, I was told, you're taking matters into your own hands. So I did not even have an opportunity to try to stop, because I listened to the Holy Spirit. I listened to God. I let him do, I trusted him as I've been all of this time. Prior to December, you will remember, if you've been watching me consistently, which is highly unlikely because nobody watches me consistently except for my enemies. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, you will recall that I said that I have considered walking away to give myself relief, but seeing as I'm trying to get out, especially of the country at all, that is South Africa. If the rapture does not happen, I need to strive to get out of this country. I need to strive to get out. It's not an option for me to be quiet, because there's no way that anybody's ever going to see me to take me out of here if I don't keep pitching. And I used an analogy of being stuck out in the wild, in your car, on petrol or whatever, some mechanical problem with your vehicle, being stranded in just some patch of land that you don't know. And I said that unless you get out of your car and take a walk and try to get help for your stuck vehicle and your stranded state in an environment that you don't know, you are going to inevitably die. You cannot just hope that somebody's going to drive by and rescue you. I spoke about how getting stuck in such an environment is that with there being no network, you can't call anyone to come through for you. You will inevitably pass away if you stay put in the car and hope that someone will come through, hope that somebody will pass and give you help, or I don't know, a miracle, your car just disappear from there and appear in the inner city only and at a petrol station. You are naive if you think you're going to get help sitting around. And I spoke about how it is that it's dangerous to get out of your car and to do the trek and try to find help from other motorists, or to find a nearby village, a nearby town where you can drive back with somebody with the help that your vehicle needs, or whatever. You could, taking that particular...
Hi, how's it? In the name of Christ.
Taking that particular...
Karabo.
Just keep quiet, man. Ish. Taking that particular route is dangerous, because any situation where you are exiting your comfort zone to find help or whatever will always be wrought with risks. That's a thing, but you're better off trying to get out, and you could die on the road trying to find help to get your car fixed. You could have some gangsters pouncing on you, some rapists could pounce on you, some murderers could pounce on you, wildlife animals could pounce on you. In and of yourself, you could pass away from exasperation because you've walked too many kilometers, and it's just, you are dehydrated and hungry, so you pass away from all that. A myriad of issues could slap you en route trying to find help. So your chances of survival they increasingly are decreased because of the fact that you are trying to get help. but your chances of survival if you stayed in the car were 0. Whereas if you take the dangerous journey, they could be reduced, from 0% to perhaps 30%. And 30% are better odds. 30% is better odds. They are better odds than 0% chance of survival. So it's worth the while to go on the journey, even if you could get killed. En route, finding help. If there is 30% chance that you're gonna survive with the only chance that you have at survival, then it's worth the while to take that risk and face that you could get killed anyway. En route there. But seeing as the chances are 30%, you could also live. You could also get to the other side. You could also survive. You could also find a motorist that is going to come through and help you fix your car, pour the petrol, or even tow it to the nearest town where you can stay in a motel until you can get the right help that you need. That chance is worth the risk. It's worth the danger. And so that's basically what's inspired my decision to carry on fighting through these waters, despite the literal exorbitant attack on my life, the murderous attempts by people on me. The danger that I am in is real, and it is alive. It is yawning. It is gawking. But I would be doomed if I did nothing, if I disappeared, if I walked away from my ministry altogether, if I stopped sending out a smoke signal, if I stopped sending up an SOS, if I stopped sending flares into the sky, I'm dead. That's what needs to be comprehended. My odds of survival if I go back underground again are 0%. They are 0%. Right now, with me coming here daily, they slightly increase by 10, 20, 30%. And so I keep coming. And I know that I'm being heard by more than just my enemies, because last month somebody decided to help me out with $250. So there are people that are listening to me that aren't crazy. I know they exist, even if the majority of my audience might be some pretty destructive, cursing people. I do know, though, that there is, however minuscule, however microscopic, some semblance of attention that I'm getting. So my flares are being responded to. There is hope. That's what I'm getting at. There is hope, but there is no hope if I disappear. So while I might have deeply considered just downing tools on ministry, perhaps even focusing on, what do you call this, just exercise, like trying to grow my fitness channel, that's not going to be enough. Because if my fitness channel grows, I will be able to make money and get an apartment in South Africa. But that channel is not going to get me out of South Africa. Right now, I am literally an asylum seeker. I need to leave this country. I have defected from the land from within it. I'm not safe. I need to get out of South Africa. And fitness is not going to do that for me, because nobody's going to see the humanitarian crisis that I am in fitness. So that's what I considered today. I deeply considered, leaving ministry for as long as it takes for me to get my fitness channel to where it needs to go. But seeing as people have cursed my fitness channel, it would take me forever and a day to finally monetize and finally have enough money to do anything decent with my life, like move out. Do you understand? And then only return to ministry. But then all I could think about was, if I monetize my fitness channel, because I worked really hard on it and it finally got somewhere, as soon as I come back to my ministry and people see that I'm okay, for as long as I still don't have a body of support around me, for as long as I'm still not financially strong enough, for as long as I am still struggling in any way, they are going to mess with my success there too. They are going to come at me. I need basically a buffer zone. I need protection by human beings that are gonna have my back, such that even if I suddenly find myself struggling to motion anything of mine again, because my channels are strangely frozen on YouTube, that spooky stuff, I will still have someone or some bodies, like a bunch of people, that will never let me go through this again. So what I'm looking for are people, a support structure, and basically a harnessing out of the situation by human beings that are going to have my back. I cannot be alone in my success wherever I go, because that will always get me targeted. I'm dealing with sharks and pigs that you cannot throw your pearls to, and you cannot turn your head even one direction away from sobriety without them pouncing on you. I'm dealing with severe rapists. I'm dealing with misogyny on an astronomical level. I'm dealing with gender-based violence. I'm dealing with people who feel as if though my burial is what is needed for them to get away with murder. I am dealing with people that tend to back off when their victim is encircled by human beings. People that would not be brave to rob a bank because that's too public. They gotta sneak into a house that the owners of have gone on holiday in order for them to peacefully rob, but they would never take a risk causing a person in broad daylight public to stick them up that they might steal a purse. These are my perpetrators. These are the people that are afflicting me. They need there to be no one around me. They need there to be no human beings around me. They need there to be no public society around me. They need a ghost town around me to do their crimes. Otherwise, they are cowardly in these endeavors. They would never, ever accost anyone in a public square. So what is important is for me to be encircled by a support structure. And I don't imagine that I can ever build a support structure of actual real people in my life and not so much fans or subscribers from a fitness page. I need a family of believers in my life that consider me closer than a brother, closer than a sister. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only way that I'll ever be safe. So ministry is the only way that I can ever give myself that kind of love, because there is no body here on earth that has been given power to love selflessly other than those that are indwelt by the God of the universe, other than Christians. You get my point. Like, believers are given a responsibility by Jesus to love one another. And so real ones, true ones, will not be able to let me go. They will not imagine me a burden to take care of. I am not going to be thrown away easily because I'm too hard to care for, because there's just so much abuse around me. So all I need to do is just wait for the right believer or the right believers to look at me, and I'm out of here like that. I'm waiting for the right Christian or Christians to find me. Then I'm gone, and they will do everything it takes to harness me out of here. So until then, I have to basically keep walking in a dark valley looking to be found. I need to get myself as close as possible to a place where I can get found. I can't just merely disappear. I can't just abandon my ministry and hope that somebody is going to watch my content somehow miraculously when I've been gone for 3 months. I cannot expect that to happen. I have to just keep coming daily. My content is deliberately thwarted by YouTube. It is thwarted by witchcraft. It's thwarted by so many things. But despite the thwarting, every so often I reach 1 or 2 people. And one of these days, it's going to be the right person or group of persons. So while I did deeply consider leaving, I realized that my life is over if I do. My life is over anyway if I do. My life could be over if I try to get out by coming here every day, but it is definitely over if I back off, if I do nothing, if I sit back. But with me having stated that, what it is that I do communicate every single day, it doesn't have to be laborious, it doesn't have to be lengthy, it doesn't have to be long winding, it doesn't have to be hours worth of communication. Do you understand? I can come here and speak for 10 minutes, 5, 3. I can come here and speak for 20 minutes. I don't have to do 1 hour videos or two 1 hour video. Who's that? No, I don't have to do long videos or anything like that. I can just carry on as normal. No, not as normal, sorry, but basically the very opposite of normal. I'll just do like maybe 1 10-minute video or 1 20-minute video, or maybe even 15 minutes, anything, just anything at all that I will say, even if it's not an expansion of much, just to keep pitching. And that particular pitching is exactly what it is that ultimately is going to get me harnessed out of here, because absent of doing that, I'm going to get harassed. I'm basically going to be stuck in a chokehold. That guy Wako MTN, the one that I was speaking about from years ago, I don't know what would have ultimately happened with him, but one thing I know is that I got so frustrated, I got so miserable at the fact that I kept on saying leave me alone, and he didn't want to, that I would have ended up with some kind of a deep psychosis, just telling a guy, get off my chest, until I walked away. This time around, if I don't minimize what I say in my videos, if I don't reduce the volume of content that I produce, I will enter into a psychosis too. I will literally just end up screaming into walls saying leave me alone, screaming into my phone saying leave me alone, to people that are watching me, but that's gonna make me look like I'm crazy. So if it's a repeat of the same darkness, it's not worth raising, unless of course there's something general and ubiquitous that God is showing me, like, you know, rapture, dreams, or I don't know, like just something generalistic that I can talk about. But I'm not going to keep raising the same like burning afflictions that I'm endured under over and over again. What's important is for me to exercise my body and get as many endorphins into my system to try and conquer as best as possible, but with with little words, unless I have to expand, which is, I believe, not most days. Like, I really don't. Like, a lot of the stuff I say is just a repeat of what it is that I have already said before. So no need for me to just keep going and going and going. There is absolutely no need. Bottom line is, I need to leave the country, and I will keep on saying that over and over again. I'm not even bashful. I'm not ashamed to highlight that that's what needs to happen. I need to get out of South Africa. It's insufferable. It's unsustainable. Not unless the Lord decides to rapture the church, in which case that's how I'm getting out of here, right? But I don't want to die like this. That much is a given. I don't want to die like this. And so in order to minimize the chances of my death, I have to shorten my videos where I'm chatting and basically work out like a dog. Just exercise like a dog. Like, do exercise videos that are long and me basically seeing how far I can push my body, but talk less until I've broken out. The talking, those 15 minutes, those 10 minutes will be enough for me to keep pitching every day that somebody might find me and harness me out. And my workouts will give me enough strength and stamina to ride it out for however long it takes for that particular rescue effort to be embarked on. But it is at least me pitching. That's what's important. I just gotta show up. That's it. So having spoken that, yeah, this is my first video in this streak where it is that I'm just saying something and then working out. Let's see how this pans out. Yeah, I'm on an effort to save my. I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die like this. I don't mind dying, but I just don't want to have to face such a daunting, terrible, horrible, slow death. Like, I don't want to die like this. So if I can avoid getting out of this in a casket, it would be great. It is about avoiding more pain than is absolutely necessary. Jesus did not continue to preach the gospel to his assailants, to his abusers, his afflictors. He just took it and was scourged until he died. When you are in a city that doesn't want to hear the gospel, you don't insist on continuing to evangelize them. So for me right now, every day when I come here, it's just a trumpet on a rooftop. It is an SOS. It's an SOS. It is not the gospel anymore. It's a save our souls. It is I'm in danger and I'm dying. Somebody help me. That's all that this is, because it's pointless to try and evangelize Nazareth, to try and evangelize the Romans when they're busy killing you. It's absolutely worthless, but I still gotta keep trying to get out. Alright guys, that's all I'm gonna say. I need to go and work out. It's 19:30 right now, so I need to like sit up and exercise. I'm even thinking of moving exercise inside, but I'm just so squeezed. So we'll see what we do. I'm signing out on Christ's name, Crank. Bye.